Welcome to TechCast by Raqmedia.com, your quick stop for the latest tech news, smart hacks, and cutting-edge updates. Stay informed, stay ahead. Let's dive in.
Welcome to Raqmedia TechCast, your go-to daily source for the latest in tech news and trends. I'm your host, and with me, as always, is our tech expert.
Great to be here.
So imagine this for a second, a web browser that doesn't just, show you stuff, but actually does things. Like booking dinner for you, filling out those annoying forms, maybe even doing deep research, all by itself.
Sounds pretty futuristic, right? Almost sci-fi.
Exactly. But it's not just a dream anymore. OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT, they're jumping right into this space.
And it's stirring things up big time. We're talking a potential battle for the future of how we use the internet.
Right. So in this deep dive, we're going to tackle OpenAI's new agent. It's called Operator. We'll look at a real-world test, some fascinating results there, both good and, well, not so good.
Definitely some surprising limitations came up.
Then we'll zoom out. Look at this bigger picture, this brewing browser war. Tech giants fighting for your clicks, your data, really challenging Google Chrome's long reign.
It's a high-stakes game.
And finally, we'll dig into the core challenges these AI agents are still facing and, what this all means for us, for how we'll work with AI online down the road.
Should be interesting.
Definitely. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's start with OpenAI's Operator. What exactly is this thing? What's it supposed to do?
Well, at its heart, Operator is designed to be an autonomous AI agent, meaning it acts on its own to achieve goals you give it.
Okay.
And what's really key here, I think, is how it works. Unlike a lot of other AI agent frameworks that mostly plug into external APIs, data feeds,
Right.
Operator is built to work fully autonomously inside a web browser. It uses a new model called CUA, Computer Using Agent.
CUA, got it.
And it uses GPT-4o, the vision part, to literally see and interact with websites, like graphical interfaces, GUIs.
So it sees the buttons, the text fields,
Yes.
like a person would.
Exactly. It navigates the actual web, clicks things, types things to get the job done. It's a big step towards AI operating in the real messy web environment.
That difference, working in the browser, not just through APIs, that feels pretty significant.
It is.
So, okay, that's the vision. An intelligent assistant surfing the web for us. But how did it actually do in a real test? Was it smooth sailing or were there some bumps?
Well, that's where it gets interesting. We found this great account from a ChatGPT Pro user, someone who calls themselves an AI skeptic.
Oh, perfect. A skeptic's view is always good.
Right. So this user runs an AI platform, Nexus Trade, does automated copy trading stuff, and they needed influencer data.
Okay, so what was the task they gave Operator?
Pretty specific, actually. Collect a list of 50 popular financial YouTube influencers.
50, okay.
Yeah. And not just the names. They wanted their LinkedIn info, their emails, and a short summary of their channel content, all put into a nice table.
Sounds like a job you'd give an intern, maybe. A bit tedious, but straightforward.
Exactly. And, the first few minutes, apparently they were amazing.
Yeah. What did the user say?
The user said the first 5 minutes were extremely cool.
Yeah.
Operator just opened a browser window, went to Bing, we'll come back to that choice later, and just started gathering info. The user was apparently shocked.
I can imagine, just watching it go. Wow.
That initial wow factor. But as often happens with this cutting-edge tech,
The shine wore off.
pretty quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
The skeptic reported that after maybe less than 10 minutes, the flaws started becoming really obvious, glaring even.
Okay, let's unpack those flaws, because they really highlight where these agents are still struggling, right? This user, no definition 2886 on Reddit, they pointed out some big ones, like hallucinations.
Yes, and this is a huge one for autonomous agents. The user said Operator hallucinated worse than GPT-3.
Worse than GPT-3, wow. What does that mean in practice? What was it hallucinating?
It was apparently just fabricating information, making up LinkedIn profiles that didn't exist, inventing email addresses for these influencers, stuff that was, in the user's words, entirely made up.
That's bad.
It's dangerous, right? Because hallucinations sound plausible. If an agent is acting autonomously based on fake data, imagine it booking things or sending critical messages based on lies. It just breaks the trust completely.
Totally. Okay, so accuracy was a major problem. What else?
Speed, or rather the lack of it. The user said it was simply too slow.
How slow are we talking?
Every click, every scroll, apparently taking 1 to 2 seconds. The user described it as swimming through molasses on a hot summer's day.
Okay, that paints a picture.
And the typing, even better. Like an arthritic half-blind grandma using a rusty typewriter.
Oh my gosh, so incredibly frustrating to watch, I bet.
You got it. We're used to the web being instant, right?
Yeah.
These agents are working on a whole different time scale right now. And that slowness
Yeah.
kills efficiency.
Yeah, makes sense. Any other issues? Did it make smart choices?
Not really, according to the user. It lacked proactivity. It struggled to figure out online spreadsheet software. And when it didn't even ask for login details for Google Sheets or Excel, which you'd think would be the next logical step.
Huh, weird.
And remember the task. Find YouTube influencers.
Yeah.
It started its search on Bing, not YouTube directly.
Yeah.
Which just seems inefficient, not the optimal strategy.
Right, you'd go straight to the source. So, okay, after all this, what was the final result? Did it get the list of 50?
Not even close. After 20 minutes of this molasses-like hallucinating work, it had data for only 18 influencers.
Only 18 out of 50.
And much of that data was inaccurate, remember, because of the hallucinations.
Wow.
The user's final verdict was pretty brutal. If Operator were an intern, it would have been fired on the spot.
Okay. So, pulling back from this specific test,
Sure.
what's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think it shows that while the potential is there, it's definitely a cool demo, like the user said.
Right, the idea is powerful.
Exactly. But the current reality, it's just too slow, expensive, and error-prone for most practical tasks right now.
So it's not quite ready to take over those intern tasks just yet.
Not by a long shot. The human oversight, that ability to course correct and, frankly, just use common sense, is still absolutely critical. Your job is safe, for now.
Okay, a collective sigh of relief, perhaps. But, even though Operator stumbled in this test, its mere existence, this push by OpenAI, it signals something much bigger is happening.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't just about OpenAI tinkering. They're making a strategic move into how we interact with the web itself. And they are definitely not alone.
Right. This feels like the start of a new kind of competition.
Exactly. You see companies like Perplexity, they just launched their own browser comment. You have Brave, which has integrated AI features. The browser companies doing innovative stuff. They're all pushing into this AI-powered browser space.
Now, what's the main driver? Why the browser?
Well, it boils down to one thing, really. Direct access to user data and user interaction.
The data.
Always the data. Think about Google Chrome. Its dominance is built on collecting vast amounts of user activity data, which fuels Google's huge advertising business. These new players see the browser as the ultimate vantage point.
So they want access to that same fire hose of web activity data to train their own AIs and maybe find new ways to make money, like ads.
Precisely. It's like a new land grab for the most valuable real estate on the internet, your browser window.
And Google Chrome, its dominance is staggering, isn't it? What are the numbers?
They're huge. As of February this year, Chrome had something like 66.6%, two-thirds of the worldwide browser market share.
Wow.
Across all platforms. That translates to an estimated 3.69 billion users. That dominance is the bedrock of Alphabet's advertising empire.
So if OpenAI and others are coming for that throne, how are they trying to compete? What's OpenAI's angle with their browser?
Well, interestingly, their browser is built on Chromium.
The same open source code that Chrome uses.
Exactly. So the idea is it feels familiar to users, easy transition. But then they layer on what they call AI superpowers.
AI superpowers, okay.
The goal isn't just passive browsing anymore. It's about shifting to active, intelligent interaction. The browser doesn't just show you things, it does things for you.
And this ties back to the agent idea. It's not just generative AI making pictures or text.
Right, that's what we're mostly used to now. Making an image of a cat, writing an email draft. That's generative.
This is different.
This is about agentic AI. AI that can make decisions and take actions autonomously on your behalf.
So, like the theoretical self-driving car, but for web tasks.
That's a good analogy. In the browser context, it means the AI could potentially book your flights, manage complex online forms, handle your digital tasks with you just giving the high-level goal. It shifts the user from being the navigator to being the director.
Okay, but Google isn't just going to roll over, right? They must see this coming.
Oh, definitely not. They are fighting back hard. They're integrating Gemini, their main AI model, deeply into Chrome.
What kind of features?
Things like Gemini Live for real-time voice or video interaction within the browser, AI-powered tab organization, which, frankly, many of us need.
Tell me about it.
And even doing some AI processing directly on your device, using Gemini Nano for speed and privacy. They're absolutely trying to leverage their scale and embed AI everywhere in the Chrome experience.
But they face challenges too, don't they? I mean, if Gemini just gives you the answer, you might not click on search results.
Exactly. That's the potential cannibalization problem. Fewer clicks could mean less ad revenue, which is their bread and butter.
And running these big AI models is expensive, right? Less profitable than standard search ads.
Generally, yes. Serving generative AI answers at scale costs more than just displaying links. So it's a real balancing act for Google's core business model.
Plus, there's the whole regulatory cloud hanging over them.
A big one. They're facing antitrust scrutiny here in the US. There was that ruling in 2023 saying Alphabet had an unlawful monopoly in online search.
And that led to calls to break off Chrome.
It did. Calls for divestiture. And get this, an OpenAI executive actually testified that if Google were forced to sell Chrome, OpenAI would be interested in buying it.
Wow. Okay, the plot thickens. This isn't just about features, it's about market control, regulation. The whole landscape could shift.
It really could. The stakes in this browser war are incredibly high, impacting how we all access and interact with information online.
For more in-depth coverage and exclusive tech updates, be sure to visit us at raqmedia.com. You know, hearing about operators' struggles, the slowness, the hallucinations, it makes you wonder about the fundamental limits of these AI agents right now. Are these just teething problems, or are there deeper issues?
That's a great question, and it's something researchers are actively trying to figure out. There's this benchmark suite called WebGames.
WebGames, okay.
Yeah, it's a set of 150 different interactive challenges specifically designed to test web browsing AI agents, push them to their limits.
And what did WebGames find? How did the AIs do?
Well, the results are sobering. Even the very best AI system they tested only managed a 48% success rate across all the challenges.
Less than half. Ouch. How does that compare to humans?
Humans scored 95.7%.
Okay, so a massive gap.
A huge gap.
Yeah.
It really highlights these fundamental limitations AIs have with the kind of fluid, intuitive interactions we humans take for granted when we browse the web.
What kind of things specifically tripped them up in WebGames?
Several areas. One was technical fluency. This means basic controls. They struggled with things like precise mouse movements, right-clicking consistently, horizontal scrolling, stuff that seems simple.
Yeah.
Also file operations. Uploading and downloading files reliably was a challenge.
Okay, what else?
Real-time responsiveness. We're talking about the slowness with Operator. WebGames confirm this. Actions take seconds, not milliseconds, and tasks that need precise timing. Like they use games similar to frog crossing or hitting a bullseye target.
Classic simple games.
Right. The AIs just couldn't react quickly or accurately enough. Way too slow.
So reflexes are out. What about thinking, planning, memory?
That falls under cognitive abilities.
Yeah.
And big challenges there too. Higher order stuff like strategic planning, remembering information across multiple steps in a task, multi-step decision making.
Like a puzzle?
Exactly. They mentioned Towers of Hanoi as an example. AI struggle with that kind of forward planning and state tracking.
And visual understanding. Operator uses vision, right?
It does, but WebGames found visual comprehension was actually one of the weakest areas overall. Tasks that purely required interpreting complex visual details, like one called pixel copy, were really tough for them. They can see the page, but truly understanding all the visual nuances is still hard.
That's really interesting. Seeing isn't the same as understanding.
Precisely. And one last one, adversarial resistance. They tested if agents could follow tricky instructions, like pretending not to be an AI. Most failed because their safety programming, their alignment kicked in and prevented them from lying.
Huh. So their own safety features can sometimes get in the way of completing a task.
In certain edge cases, yes. It shows just how complex it is to build agents that are capable and safe and follow nuanced instructions. These benchmarks really lay bare the current limitations.
Which brings us back to that fundamental debate, doesn't it? Are these things actually intelligent, or are they just becoming incredibly sophisticated mimics?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And you hear strong opinions on both sides.
Yeah.
Some people are adamant. They'll say there's no I in the AI that's public yet. They see current AI, even advanced LLMs, as just better and better coded dumb software.
Pretty blunt.
Very blunt. You hear critiques like LLMs lack the common sense and critical thinking skills even a 6-year-old possesses. Or that they're no more intelligent than the hardcover books comprising the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Wow, the Encyclopedia Britannica comparison, that's harsh.
It is. It frames them as just vast stores of information without real understanding. But then you have the other side.
What do they say?
They argue that mimicking intelligence, if done well enough, at some point becomes functionally indistinguishable from actual intelligence.
So if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck.
Maybe for all practical purposes it is a duck. Or at least the philosophical distinction becomes less important if it can perform tasks effectively. It's a debate that touches on the very nature of intelligence itself.
It really does. So despite all these current limits and debates, some people are still very bullish on the future, predicting rapid progress.
Oh yeah. You hear forecasts like progress will be exponential, not linear. Some are predicting intern-level AI will be out by 2026.
2026, that's really soon.
It's incredibly ambitious, given the hurdles we just discussed. But the pace of development has been stunning. Still, I think caution is warranted.
How so?
For now, and likely for the foreseeable future, most complex real-world tasks are still going to need a human in the middle. Someone to course correct, provide domain knowledge, handle ambiguity, apply ethical judgment.
The human in the loop.
Exactly. That partnership seems crucial. The AI is a powerful tool, an assistant, but not yet a fully autonomous replacement for nuanced human skill.
And with more power comes more risk, right? The potential for misuse must be growing too.
Absolutely. That's a critical concern. As these agents get more capable, the high potential for misuse grows.
Like what kind of misuse?
Think about automated manipulation of online discussions or reviews, large-scale scraping of personal data that bypasses normal limits, maybe even sophisticated phishing attacks or circumventing security like kept TCHAs by having the AI mimic human behavior.
Yeah, that's pretty scary stuff.
It is. These ethical and security challenges have to be tackled head-on as the technology evolves. We need safeguards built in from the start.
For more in-depth coverage and exclusive tech updates, be sure to visit us at Raqmedia.com.
So it really feels like this browser war between OpenAI, Google, and others, fueled by these evolving AI agents. This could truly shape how we live online over the next decade.
It's a pivotal moment, I think. And it leaves us with a really big question, doesn't it, for you listening right now? As these AI assistants get smarter, more capable, how much of our own digital agency, our own control over our online actions and decisions are we willing to hand over?
It's a fascinating and maybe slightly unsettling thought to ponder as we move forward. How much autonomy do we give the machine?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in to the Raqmedia TechCast. Today's episode was scripted by Ezadine Yahawi. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and our podcast series on Spotify and stay updated with the latest from the world of tech.